What's going on YouTube and Diablo 2 Resurrected fans? It's LANFEAR here bringing you some more Diablo 2 Resurrected content. So in today's video I am going to be doing a guide on the Blizzard Sorceress, and just to give you a little bit of backstory on why I'm doing a guide on this, you might be thinking it's such a common character and there's so many guides out there and all of that, but my reasoning behind building this character and also why I chose to do one was the other day I was doing some runs with my Tesladin, who has about 180 magic find, and I was thinking I really want to play something that's got a decent amount of magic find and can really help me find some good items. So I thought, what can you do on a budget that will have really good magic find and still be able to clear the areas that I want to do? And specifically, I wanted to do Chaos runs, Pindle, Mephisto runs, Ancient tunnels, things like that. And I thought the Blizzard Sorceress fits that perfectly. It can do all those areas very well and have a high level of magic find and, hopefully find me the items that I need. So, without further ado, if we look at how I have put stats into this character, I've got just enough strength for the gear that I need. Spirit Monarch is the highest strength requirement piece of gear that you need, so you need 156 strength. No dex at all, don't need max block or attack rating, anything like that. All the rest of the points have gone into vitality and nothing into energy at all, and you can see I'm level 90. So then in terms of the skills for this build, you will have one interstatic field if you feel like you need it. That's just to take bosses down quicker, or immune so that your merc can kill them quicker. It helps quite a bit, so I definitely recommend 1 point interstatic field. Then 1 point into telekinesis, as it's a prerequisite for teleport, and you're definitely going to need teleport if you any character or sorceress. So 1 into teleport, that's it for the lightning skill tree. And then in the fire skills, you got 1 point wonder into warmth, and 1 point gives you 186% mana recovery with your plus skills. So then the important tree here for the Blizzard Sorc is the cold spell tree, obviously, and here we have 1 point into frozen armor. That's again a 1 point wonder just to beef up your defense, and also that chance when you're hit to freeze, or enemies that hit you, which is just a really good defensive attribute that the skill gives you. So that's another 1 point wonder you definitely want to put up. So then you will put 1 point into all your prerequisites until you get to Blizzard, at which point you'll max out Blizzard. And then from there you will also put as many skill points into Cold Mastery with your gear to get you to 150 minus enemy cold resistance. So basically 150% is what you need to do the maximum amount of cold damage to enemies, even if they have resistance, without being able to break their resistance, which is impossible. So 150% is the amount of minus enemy cold resistance that you need to at least nullify any cold resistances that these enemies would have. So once you've maxed out Blizzard, you'll then max out your prereqs, or your synergies, not your prereqs, and that would be Glacial Spike, Ice Blast, and Ice Bolt. So your attack in between blizzards would be Ice Blast because it does decent damage. You can also use Glacial Strike if you want, but the mana cost is more, the damage isn't quite as great, but it does freeze. But Ice Blast is generally what you're going to want to use. So you would cast Blizzard, shoot with your Ice Blast, teleport around, basic Blizzard Sorceress playstyle. I'll show you a bit of gameplay just now. So that's the skills. We can now get on to gear. So specifically with this character, with the gear that I've got at the moment, I've got 497 magic find, so as near and makes no difference, 500 magic find. So that's what I aim to get with this character, and I think this is a comfortable amount of magic find before diminishing returns get too crazy, and you also still have very good killing power, and you're still a good offensive character while still running 500 magic find. So that was my reason there with the gear choices I made, is to get that 500 magic find and still be able to kill very quickly. So I have 60% faster hit recovery. Ideally you would want 86. With a bit of tweaking of charms and things, I can get that 86. I need to relook at the charms of this character to optimize it. It's not a completely optimal character, but it is very good for what I needed to do. And 60 is comfortable for fast hit recovery, but you do want 86. Then for faster cast rate, you want to hit the 105 breakpoint. I've got 115. If I can get a Stone of Jordan, I'll swap out my one ring, and then it would be 105. And those are basically the important stats that you have here. You can see with my charms and all that, my resistances are almost fully capped except for poison reds as well, and that's in hull difficulty. So looking at the gear here, we'll start off with the weapon. I'm using the Oculus Swirling Crystal. It's ethereal for those extra style points, you know, which is critical and very important for your character. And this is just in general for Magic Find Sorceress, probably the best weapon to use overall. And in generally speaking, this weapon is great in every way. The plus skills it gives, the faster cast rate, the defensive stats like Vite and All Res, the mana after kill, and then of course that magic find that it gives you, which is great. So it gives you 50 base, and then I socketed it with the Larza quest, and then also put in the S rune to get that extra magic find, and that's the weapon in Ethereal Oculus. Then for my offhand or shield, I've got a 35% faster cast rate spirit. Most casters, this will be your go-to shield. It's got the skills, the cast rate, the faster hit recovery, the resistances, and then the stats like mana and vitality as well. So that's your go-to offhand or shield for this build. For Helm, I've got a Shaco. Again, the skills that it gives you, the life and the mana, the damage reduction, and then that all-important magic find, that's 74% when socketed with a perfect topaz. You could put a est in there and get 1 extra percent magic find, but that's a bit of a waste of an est in my opinion. So gloves, I've got Trangul's claws for the faster cast rate and the cold res. That's just to hit that break point. For my first ring, I have got a all res 11, 10% faster cast rate. I would like to replace this with the Stone of Jordan when I can afford it. Then my second ring, I've got a Nagel ring with 30% MF. Again, this is a MF magic finding Blizzard Sorceress, so that's a great ring for that. Boots, we have the War Travelers for that magic find again, and the strength is useful, the faster run walk, but again just stacking magic find where you can. Then for the armor, the amulet, and the bolt, I'm using the 3-piece Tull Rushes set here. So I've got a Tull Rushes armor, and I've socketed that with a perfect topaz. This I actually found the other day with my Tesladin in a chaos run, and 938 is, I think, 3 off perfect defense, so that was a really nice find, and also what spurred me on to start this character. I basically had all the other pieces, so putting this on him, I didn't feel like paying to actually buy one of these, but because I found it, I thought let's go ahead and let's make this character. So that's the armor. Then the amulet is a Tull's amulet, and then the bolt is a 14% MF Tull's bolt. So that's your main items on this character. Then on the offhand, I have another spirit shield, and then a call to arms just for that battle orders and battle command for that extra skill and the life and mana. and that's just your general switch for most characters. So I do have a Sorceress Torch, and that gives you, like all torches, gives you the skills, the attributes, and the auras. I don't have an Annihilus Charm yet, although that would be a great addition to any character as well as this one. Then I also have a Geeds for the MF again, and for the rest of my charms, I haven't got skillers for this character yet. So you can see, for instance, my Ice Blast is on level 32. If I added 5 skillers here, 5 or 6, that would up that greatly and do a lot more damage, but it's not absolutely necessary. And the price of cold skillers at the moment is a bit expensive for, I feel like, what you get, so it's not absolutely critical to have them, and I don't feel like investing in getting them at the moment, so I'm just gonna stick with what I have, which is an assortment of magic find and resistance charms. So I got some resistances, magic find, a bit of faster hit recovery to hit my breakpoints, some life, and then again that Geeds for MF. And in a nutshell, that is the Blizzard Sorceress and how I've spec'd it out. So that gives you that magical 500 MF and still gives you a good killing speed. So with my battle command, this will go to 33 to all skills, the important ones that count. And I think that this character is it's it's really cheap to a degree and effective for what you will be using it for, which is magic finding. So I'm just going to find the ancient tunnels here, which is one of the areas and one of the best areas to farm with this character, and I'm just going to show you how this does. So again, like I mentioned, you don't need those skillers, but they would be ideal. So again, you could just optimize your charms a bit better there and have magic find and res charms, and then have your skillers as well. Just gonna buff up and then I'll show you some gameplay. So in general, yeah, you are going to want to buff up. Again, I forgot my Merc. He is just running a Treachery, not even an Earth one, a Tull's Mask, and then an Insight in a non-Earth Thresher. It would be nice to have a really powerful Merc. At the moment, I just find the quality of life with Insight, even a bad one with a level 12 meditation, the quality of life is just good. And then Treachery just gives him that attack speed that he needs, and then the Fade for the res, and then the 10 lifesteal and the all res on Tulls is it's a great cheap helm to use. So my work is alright, but nothing special whatsoever. So again, yeah, just the general gameplay. You teleport around, cast your Blizzard, and you'll just be casting off your Ice Blast in between then. And as you can see, even without those skillers, this is just on players 1 on Battle.net, you are doing a lot of damage, and that's where the Blizzard Sorceress, I think, is better than, let's say, a Frozen Orb Sorceress. When you want to stack Magic Find and you want to do a lot of damage, Blizzard is your go-to. So you can see these mobs here just really get easily taken down with Blizzard. It's really a very powerful attack. So buffed up, my Blizzard's on 5.5 and my Ice Blast is on 2.6k or 2.7k. So your teleport speed with that 105 breakpoint is great, so your speed of your Magic Find runs is also very good, and your cast rate of your Ice Blast is also good. So the cast rate is quite, it's not necessarily make or break for this build, but it definitely helps out. And I just think for your investment into a character in terms of what you need to buy gear wise, this character is super powerful and can do most content with his Merc killing immunes, and it's really a lot of MF for still really great power and killing speed. So I think a lot of characters won't match this amount of magic finding killing speed without some serious high rune investment and or great luck in finding the items that you need. And this build is a great build for most season starters. Will do a build like this to start magic finding really early on and trying to, you know, get some wealth to build some other characters. So that was just an ancient tunnel run there, and yeah, there was absolutely no danger there, and absolutely slaying monsters. It really is a powerful build for areas like that level 85 area, the ancient tunnels. And there aren't a lot of cold immunes, so it's great to farm there. So I'll just show you quickly how fast Pindle goes down, hoping he's not cold immune. So, as you can see, Pindle, if I laid down the first blizzard on him, he would have been done in one blizzard. I'll show you a little bit of Chaos Sanctuary here, whilst I'm wrapping the video up, but very basically, this is a great season starter. You can play fire or lightning up until level 30 or 24 until you get blizzard, and then spec into a blizzard sorceress, and you just start to farm and start to find items and wealth, you know. This is probably like 95% of season starters would be a blizzard sorceress, and that's for good reason, because they are very good and very cheap to make strong. You just need to choose the areas that you farm wisely, and it's a great character to start getting some wealth. So even though there's a lot of cold immunes here, either I'll let my mercenary kill them, or I'll just skip some of the immunes. That's one of the things being only one element skill tree, is that you do have to have some way of killing the immunes, which would be your mercenary. Otherwise you just skip them. So even in the Chaos Sanctuary, which is a level 85 and somewhat difficult area for a lot of heroes, the Blizzard Sorceress does absolutely fine here. And I think just compared to a lot of characters, again, you can't farm effectively for such little investment with many characters. You have the teleport being a sorceress, you have the damage, and you have the magic find. So as a magic finding farming character, this is where it's at. If you don't want to invest too much, which I didn't, I prefer playing other characters, and this one is purely for magic find for me. Still is a very fun build, but for me, this character is a means to an end and an intent and purpose, and that is to find good items and, you know, kill monsters very quickly. So, in summation, that's the Blizzard Sorc. Very cool character. Looks very cool, very strong, and not that expensive this late in the season. To get these items early on, like Tull's armor and the amulet, and then a shaker and an oculus, they can be a little bit expensive, as well as the wall of crabs, but they're not the hardest to find, and a little bit into a season, they're cheap, you know, so you can build one of these characters very easily. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit that bell icon, and we'll see you again for some more D2 content. Until then, cheers.